Hey, what's up, guys? I thought I'd give you a little heads up on what's going on in my Focus world. As a lot of you know, I'm working on the 06 right now, but I really haven't filmed that much of the Gray Beast, and here she is in all of her glory, and kind of go over some of the modifications I made to this car, as I've owned it since brand new, and this one's my baby. And I don't really post too much about this thing because she mainly sits in the garage and I go out and drive her once in a while, but mod wise she's completely done, and I thought I'd kind of go over what I've done to this car and what she means to me, because this one is what started me on my journey with these cars. This is the spot where the 06 goes, but as you can see, and that oil is not from her, but she's down at Blood Enterprises right now getting a new GTX3071 and a ported and polished, fully built 2.3 head. There's the daily, and you know, she's just starting her journey. But this one is done, and I thought I'd kind of go over what I've done to her and see what you guys think. So, starting at the back, she's got a smoothie Euro rear, which is the pre-facelift Euro rear with the red fogs, and paintwork done by my buddy John Spears down in Auburn. He's fantastic and did all the body work to this car, and other than the new bumpers and whatnot, she has basically factory paint, even though the paint looks brand new. And that's what happens when you own a car since brand spanking new. It's a PZEV car, meaning she's got a 2.3 in her. Of course, it's fully built, and I'll talk about that later. Here's a really cool exhaust that Vic down at FSWERKS made. And this thing is fully 3-inch all the way from the turbo back, downpipe and everything, handmade. You can see some of Dom's work here. I know I'm not very fond of working with Dom. He's kind of a jerk, but he does make some really cool stuff. So I got the control arms on here, and I've got the rear brace as well. Fully bespoke suspension, all H&R 60mm race springs and H&R dampers. Works really, really well. Car's on rails. SVT wing. That's the rear wiper from EuropeanParts.net. That's not the Mazda 3 rear wiper that a lot of people use. And all the little details of this car really come together beautifully. It's just an awesome car, and it really looks factory in the nicest way. Sort of OEM plus done right, I think. Coming around this side, here's the braid wheels I had made in Spain. These were flow formed, made for the car. Shallon at Perfect Circle Autosport brought them over for me from Spain. Here's that nice dish in the lug seat area. SVT rear brakes. EBC rotors. Michelin Pilot Super Sports 225 40 18s on an 18x9 out back. Both the front and the rears are ET38, so they're nice and square. The footprint's pretty square, but you know, I wanted that nice little aggressive stance that having a staggered setup has. And it's still pretty functional. I mean, I could have gone for super light wheels. These are really light, actually. But, you know, gotta have a little style, too. Here's the 18x8s with the 225/35s. A little more shallow lug seat area. God, I love these Michelin Pilot Super Sports, though. They just stick. Car's real playful. Back end likes to come around and just be real playful with the front. It's just a blast to drive. As far as I know, these are the only bare 6Ps on any Focus in the world. We had to really work to make this work. We have a Mazda 3 master cylinder that we modified to make work, and it feels awesome. It's really good pedal feel. Coming around the front, facelift lights I bought brand new from Bat Inc. back in the day. And there's a gorgeous Hofella grill, which I love. SVT front with the shaved marker lights, all factory. Look how nice that paint matches. This is liquid gray. It's super hard to match. That's factory paint. No, not on that fender, sorry. Factory paint on the door. And those are Euro fenders that John painted with the ST170 side markers. I mean, you cannot tell even up close. It looks perfect, like it came from the factory this way. Just does great work. And there's metal to plastic. The transition is perfect. No, even in light, when it flops, it just looks like it came from the factory that way. He just does great work. SVT front lip with the reinforcement so it doesn't ripple. Seibin OEM style carbon fiber hood. Really nice gaps. Just a little slightest, just the slightest gap right there, but it looks really darn good for a non-factory piece. Let's go inside the car for a second and show you what's going on in the interior. There's so many little details of this thing. Again, owned it since new. Factory PZEV 2.3 car. And there's the interior that Marty and his brother did for me down at Davis Brothers Upholstery. Scott and Marty just do incredible work. You know, and it's not hugely bolstered, but it keeps me pretty well in place, and it smells so good. This is a touring car. This isn't a race car, and I don't pretend to be a racer. I just like to go out and embarrass people in STIs. It's a lot of fun with nearly 400 horsepower to the wheels. Everything's really tastefully done. This is leather right here, all Italian leather. Headliners, suede, really tastefully done. Everything is very tastefully appointed. RS console, functioning, push button start. There's the piece that Nick Edsel did for me. Thank you, Nick. Everything's just real understated. Leather wheel. Let's go around the back for a second. Just hit that real quick. Show you what we did back here. It's all factory for the most part, with the audiophile box. And then like this, let me take this off of here. This piece was made for me by Davis Brothers. They made that piece and covered it in that hide that we used inside the cabin, suede and Italian leather. And again, just OEM plus in the most tasteful way, I think. This is my way of doing a Focus. It's not everybody's cup of tea, but it's the way I like doing it. There's the Euro tails. Totally functional without the hyper blink. Let's pop the hood for a second. Hopefully I can open the hood without dropping my phone before this video gets too long. Let's see if I can get this thing up here. There we go. So here's the 2.3. Hand built by Vic down at FSWERKS back in the day. And there's the GTX3071 that used to be on Clint Boisdeau's car, on his Time Attack car, and repurposed on this one. A lot of this setup was hand built by Vic down at FSWERKS, and having it tuned down there by Randy when Randy was in house, man, I tell you, this car is, it's like butter. Driving it is it's like factory until you hit the loud pedal, and then it takes off like a raped ape. She's a lot of fun. So there's just a kind of a small overview of what this car is and what it means to me and why I love these things. Hopefully I'll have some more videos of it driving when Christina gives me a hand with doing some GoPro videos and some rolling shots that I really haven't done because I've been too lazy. But I do take her out. Took her out today. It's a beautiful day out.